Hi, Merlin. What have you got there? Oh, hi, everyone. Oh, Merlin's got a book for us to have a look at. So, welcome to our Merlin's Magical Storytime with me, Louise and Merlin. Have you subscribed to our Storytime channel? Not just Storytime, sorry. Have you subscribed to Peace and Presence Healing? Go and do so now and come back and watch this video. Because we are going to be sharing a silly story today. And Merlin's got a little bit of a giddy head on. Merlin, calm down. So go and get yourself comfortable. Hopefully you've subscribed by now. And don't forget, we've got a playlist as well of Merlin's Magical Storytime. So the story that is picked today is Mouse in the House. It's a funny, silly story. And it hopefully is going to bring a smile and a bit of joy to your face. So the author is a Russell Ayto, and he's going to tell us what the book's about. What's the book about? How would you catch a mouse? Set a trap or send in a cat? Well, not Mr. Bosh or Mr. Bumble. They have their own catastrophically silly ideas. Is this a cat on the front of the book is the first question. And if it is, what type of cat is it? And is this our mouse? Is this our sneaky character in this book? Let's find out about Mr. Bosh and Mr. Bumble. We've got some characters over here. We've got dog, tiger, an elephant, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, Mr. Bosh, the big chief mouse catcher, and Mr. Bumble, assistant mouse catcher. Okay, Merlin, let's have a look at this page. Can you spot the difference on this page? What is the difference on this page? Look at all those houses. Do they all look the same? I'll come back at the end and see if you found spot the difference on that one. Okay, so let's have a look. A van pulls up outside the wrong house and stumble out the two catchers of mice, Mr. Bosh and Mr. Bumble. Wonder why they're at the wrong house. Let's find out. So Mr. Bosh has got his clipboard. He is very much structured and ordered in what he's doing. What about Mr. Bumble? Do you think he's clever? Do you think he knows what he's doing? He's juggling. What's he juggling? Mouse traps. Mouse traps. So Mr. Bosh reads the note stuck to the right door. Urgent, please remove mouse from house. So is that an instruction or is that a question? Urgent, please remove mouse from house. Is this an instruction or a question? So it says, please remove mouse from the house. It's an instruction. There's no question mark there. Okay, mouses shouldn't be in houses, says Mr. Bumble. Well, you go in and set the traps and snap. That will be that, said Mr. Bosh. Do you think we want them mouse traps to go snap? The poor little mouse. Do you think he's going to get snapped in that mouse trap? So let's have a look. Oh, what's he set up? He set up lots of little mouse traps all around the room. But Mouse is too clever for the traps. Look at Mouse. He's got a bit of a clever way of avoiding those mouse traps. I can't hear anything, says Mr. Bumble. We'll go in and see if that's that, said Mr. Bosh. Righto, Mr. Bosh says. Mr. Bumble. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Snap, snap, snap. Ouch, 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 yells Mr. Bumble. I think his shoes are squeaking like the mouse. Well, the mouse is watching as what happens to Mr. Bumble. I think he's forgot where he's put his mouse traps. I forgot those traps. Never mind that, says Mr. Bosh. That mouse is so clever. Go and get a cat instead, and that will be that. It's a cat. What? Well, that's not a cat, said Mr. Bosh. It's nearly a cat, said Mr. Bumble. It's a dog, said Mr. Bosh. Ah, but not just any dog. It's a guard dog, specifically trained to protect houses from intruders. Okay, says Mr. Bosh. Put it in the house. Wonder why he didn't realise what a dog was compared to a cat. Totally different. But the dog isn't interested in the mouse. The dog is only interested in intruders. That mouse lives in that house. He's not an intruder. He lives there. So the dog's not chasing him. I can't see anything, says Mr. Bumble. Well, go in and find out if that's that, said Mr. Bosh. Righto, Mr. Bosh, says Mr. Bumble. Uh-oh, what do you think now? The guard dog only will safeguard the house if there's an intruder. Do you think Mr. Bosh is that bright that he's not going to get? Uh-oh. Woof, woof, woof. Squeak, 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 squeaked his shoes. Woof, 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 barks the dog. Oh, 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 yells Mr. Bumble. I think the dog thinks that Mr. Bumble is an intruder. Oh, Merlin. He's laughing. Oh, he's laughing. It's funny, isn't it? The dog really is well trained. Never mind that, said Mr. Bosh. I told you to go and get a cat, and that will be that. Is Mr. Bumble going to get a cat? Do you think he can do the right thing? Give me a thumbs up if you think so. Thumbs down if you don't. I don't think he's that clever. What's that? That is not a cat, says Mr. Bosh. It's nearly, says Mr. Bumble. It's a big cat. It's a tiger, said Mr. Bosh. Ah, but still, it's a cat, Mr. Bumble. And soon it will be hungry. All right, Mr. Bosh, says Mr. Bosh says, put it in the house. What's going to happen? What's the tiger going to do? But the tiger isn't interested in the mouse. The tiger is only interested in the biggest things to eat. Yes, that mouse isn't going to fill him up. It's like one of his nails, isn't it? So the mouse, he's not fearful at all. I can't hear anything or see anything, says Mr. Bumble. Well, go and check that that's that, says Mr. Bosh. Righto, Mr. Bosh, says Mr. Bumble. I like that Mr. Bosh is sending Mr. Bumble in to do all the checks, to do all the work, so he doesn't look silly or doesn't make any mistakes. What's happening now? The tiger. Squeak, 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 squeaked his shoes. Grr, 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 growls the tiger. Help, 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 yells Mr. Bumble. The tiger did get hungry. Never mind that, says Mr. Bosh. Will you now go and get that cat? And that will be that. First of all, he's got to get out of the tiger's mouth before he can go and get the cat. Is he going to get a cat? From his track record, I think no. Now what? That is not, most definitely not a cat, says Mr. Bosh. Well, it's the next best thing, says Mr. Bumble. It's an elephant, says Mr. Bosh. And aren't elephants frightened of mice? I don't know about that, says Mr. Bumble, but I do know it will squash the mouse flat, and that will be that. Right, says Mr. Bosh. Put it in the house. All the animals so far have not been interested in the mouse. What do you think is going to happen? I think there's some clues in the words. We've got some big words here like flat and right and squash. What will get squashed? What will get flattened, I wonder? Let's see. It's a big elephant to fit in a house, isn't it? But the elephant is indeed frightened of mice. Uh-oh. It takes one look at the mouse and if somebody's frightened, what do they do? I know what I'd do. I'd run away. The elephant charges through the walls. Uh-oh. Up the stairs and falls straight through the floor. Crash! bringing the whole house down flat. Where's the mouse? Did you think he got the mouse? Can you see? Oh, can't see the mouse on that picture. Do we think he flattened the mouse and squashed the mouse? Let's see. What a big mess, Mr. Bumble. And that's the end of that. Can you see where the mouse is? The mouse has escaped from under the house, the flat house. And who's coming home? Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. I think they're in for a bit of a shock. So that's our funny story this week. I hope you've enjoyed that. Mr. Bosh and Mr. Bumble are quite funny. And it reminds me of when I was growing up. I don't know if it's still on TV or not. There's characters they're called, oh, what are they called now? They go from to me, to you, to me, to you. And the two characters that are quite simple, really. They're a bit silly. And when they try and do things, they just never end up managing to do anything successfully. Trying to get ladders through the door, they go the wrong way, they bump into things, they knock things over. The Chuckle Brothers. Go and watch the Chuckle Brothers. They're fantastic. So that was quite a light-hearted, fun story. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you'd like to hear more stories, you can go over and check out the playlist. There's more on there. A lot of them are about feelings. So if you've got something in particular that your person is wanting to understand, go and have a look at ways to cope with different feelings, from anxiety, fear, from sadness, from worry, to anger, to happiness as well. Merlin says, don't forget to tell the readers about Merlin's magical journey, the Rose Garden. It is a mindful story to explore feelings of fear and to help you to grasp some emotional resilience in yours and your child's life, to have some resources and tools to cope when feelings of fear, maybe of something that you maybe have fear of a particular animal, like the elephant. The elephant had some fear of mice. How to cope rather than have that fight, flight, or freeze response, but have that response of feeling inner presence and peace. So go and check that out. That's available on Amazon. And if it's not available, it will be available soon. I will definitely put the link into the description. It might be at a later date than when you watch this. So please do come back and check it out. Thanks for watching. Me and Merlin, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe.